Good morning, and it is morning still. We want to welcome you to the Cannon County Chamber Connection, and of course we thank DTC for the ability to bring you this show and let you know what's going on in Cannon County. My name is Carolyn Motley, and I am with the Chamber. I'm the coordinator. And my co-host today will be Neil Applebaum, and of course, Neil is the director of the Art Center, and they always have something going on there. Doesn't matter what the weather is or anything else, they always have something going on. And you know, this is 2017 already, and weather-wise, in this short period of time, we've had a lot going on. We've had hot temperatures, not normal for January. We've had wind, rain, freezing, snow. We've had it all, and now we're back to rain and warm weather again. So we'll see how long this lasts, because it seems like every couple of days it's a surprise. So I do have some guests with us here today, and one of them that I want to introduce to you is Josh Clendenin, and he is the communications coordinator for Middle Tennessee Electric Corporation. How are you, Josh?
I'm very well. Thanks for having us today.
What does that mean?
Middle Tennessee Electric or the communications coordinator?
Probably everyone should know both, but yeah, what is communications coordinator?
My job is basically, I'm the communications liaison. So basically, this is what I do. I get to come out and talk about the great things the cooperative's doing and some of the things that we have going on. And I was lucky enough to be able to come out here to one of our service counties down here in Cannon County, just to talk about one of the programs that we started, that we relaunched last year, called Sharing Change. In about 13 years ago, Middle Tennessee Electric launched a charitable foundation to help local organizations, local nonprofits in our four-county service territory. And last year, we kind of revitalized that program. What we did is we streamlined the ways that members can give and kind of really brought everything under one umbrella, which really opened up a lot of opportunity for members as well as organizations in our service counties that need help. We work with tons of charities in all of our areas, actually to the tune of about 580 over the last 13 years. $9 million we've given back.
And the Art Center has received,
Absolutely.
We've applied for some grants, and you guys have been very helpful.
So as firsthand, it's a great program, and really the great thing about it is, it's all from our members. And not only is it all from our members, but unlike some organizations, 100% of the donations that come in go right back to the counties, go right back to, and not only to the counties, but to the specific county they came from. So all the donations that come here from Cannon County come right back to Cannon County. A lot of organizations can't really say that. There's no overhead that's associated with that. Nothing's taken out of it. If members participate in the program, it comes right back to Cannon County.
And you're going to explain how people can
exactly.
I think that's the big thing that's changed, right?
It is, and that's a great segue. Thank you. The easiest way for members to participate is just to when they look at their bill, if there is change on their bill. So if your bill is, $100.75, you're not enrolled in Sharing Change. What we do is we give you the option to say, I just want to round my bill up to $101, and that 25 cents goes into Sharing Change, and that makes up the grants that the Art Center, that other organizations here in Cannon County, that they can apply for. And so, it's just very simple.
And the old system was an opt-in or an opt-out?
It was an opt-out, correct. And so when we started to look at how everything was working over 13 years, we started to realize that a lot of members, they didn't really know about the program. They didn't really know what the basis was, or really what it was going towards. And so when we revamped the whole program, we said, hey, we're committed to our communities. We're committed to the people that we serve, to our members, and we want our members to make that commitment with us as well. And so we're asking folks, just sign up for it. If you have change on your bill and you want to help out in your local community, you can either get online to our website, or you can give us a call and we'll round your bill up, and it's that simple.
And is it a phone call, or is there something they can check on their bill?
We don't have it on the bill. We don't have it on the bill yet.
Okay.
We're hoping to go that route probably about June or July timeframe. But right now, if they just give us a call, we can take care of it.
So if your bill is, whatever, $100 and 1 penny, the most you'd be contributing would be 99 cents. So
yes, sir.
over the course of a year, you're probably contributing less than $12.
Less than $12
at most.
Yeah,
And
actually, our average member will contribute about $6 a year, $6.50 a year, which, for some folks, I'm a coffee drinker. So for some folks, if you hit one of these specialty coffee shops, that's like 2 cups of coffee. And I always like to emphasize, we're not talking $6 a day. We're not talking $6 a month. It's in a year.
so it's a really easy way to contribute
It is so easy.
contribute locally.
Absolutely.
With
And you
pennies.
think about it, you think about it, if I'm only contributing $6, that's not going to make a huge difference. But I contribute $6. Now all of a sudden you have, 215,000 members ultimately that are contributing in their local counties, $6 a year. It's a lot of money that we can pour right back into the community.
Is it 215,000 billing customer households, or is that individual?
Commercial, industrial, and residential, we're about 215,000 members, so about 190,000 residential members. So right there, 190,000. If everybody participated, it's a pretty sizable amount to go back right into your local communities.
What participation rate are you hoping for?
We'd like to get, when we switched the program, we were sitting about 70 or 80%, 75%, and we'd like to get back there now. Now, we've only relaunched in the past year, so our participation rates are pretty low right now, but it takes time. It took us 13 years to get to a 75% participation rate. We don't want that this time. We want to do it much faster, so that's why we're out talking to people saying, hey, just sign up. It's really easy. Truly, the tagline of Sharing Change is, it's the easiest good thing you'll ever do, and it truly, truly is the easiest good thing you'll ever do.
Okay, and tell me again how to do that, because right now I can't just check a box.
Correct. Give us a call at 1-877-777-9111, or you can go to our website, which is mtemc.com, and you'll see the Sharing Change link, or you can go straight to the Sharing Change link, or Sharing Change website, which is sharingchange.org.
Okay.
Well, I still pay my bill in person. And all you got to do is tell them.
That's right. That's right. You right down here, right down the road here. If you walk into our local office right here in Cannon County, right here in Woodbury, you walk right into the office, and if they see it, if they see that you're not participating, ask them, hey, how do I get signed up for Sharing Change? I heard about it. They'll take care of you. You won't even notice it.
I was at a meeting and someone came from your office, and they actually had a spreadsheet of all the places such as
That
here,
was Jay.
and on what it really contributed, and like the senior center, the Cannon County Senior Center, the Cannon County Save House.
Yep.
So a lot of those places, including here as well, but
There was a
received
lot
that.
of them.
There was a lot.
Do you have to be a 501c3 to do this?
You do. However, if you're in the process of getting your 501c3, still apply. It will have to go before the quarterly board, but that's the great thing about the grants is whenever an organization submits them, the Sharing Change Board, which is made up of members. It's not Middle Tennessee Electric that does this. We're not making the decisions. It's actually a board of members, the volunteer members that come in and they make the decisions. They meet every month, and then for folks who don't have a 501c3 or are in the process of getting it, they will meet quarterly for that. But yeah, 501c3, just apply for a grant, and hopefully you'll get one. It's pretty simple. And the grant process, compared to some grant processes, is very easy.
Yes, it's very user-friendly as grants go.
It's 2 or 3 pages long. It's very short, so.
But he was really afraid that if someone, if people didn't sign up for this, then the monies that had been contributed would be a lot less this time. So
Yeah, absolutely. And we're starting to see that. We're starting, because it's, like I said, we're in our infancy with the new rollout. And so the monies are considerably less right now. And that's why we're just encouraging folks, hey, it's literally pennies to do. You most likely, now we understand that there are some folks that just can't, and we get that. And we're not forcing anybody to. But we're saying if you just want to round that up, For my wife loves it because it makes our bill round easy on the books. I mean, she just easy on the checkbook, easy when she's doing the bills. So there's some folks that just want it that way. Hey, we'll take care of you. We'll make it easy for you,
Well, a lot of these organizations I would probably give to anyway.
Yes,
And
exactly.
so doing this, it's money that I don't really miss.
Yep.
Right.
And it
Exactly.
goes a long way when you add it all together,
Right,
when everybody
and you're probably
does it.
contributing less than the cost of a stamp on a monthly basis,
Right.
and it's just right in there, so.
And, there are other ways, for folks that say, we have had some folks that call and say, hey, I want to round up, but I want to do a little bit more. We have that option now, too. That's one of the great things about when we streamline this process. Now you can round up your bill, and if you just wanted to say, I'll just give $1 extra, same thing. You can round up your bill and give that $1 extra every month, seamless. I mean, it comes right out of your bill. You don't even notice it. So we have that option too, where you can do a little bit more. But like I said, 100% of the donations come right back here to Cannon County that come from Cannon County.
There was a long list of people
Yes.
that got money back
Yes,
from
absolutely.
this, or that applied for this that got them.
And
Got it.
the thing about this is, oftentimes we don't know our friends and neighbors are in need, because we're so close and, everything just looks fine. But, when the door closes or the light goes out, you just don't know. And having organizations that are able to step in and receive funding from your peers, from your neighbors, it's fantastic. And then, of course, you have great facilities like this that can put on and do things for the local community. It's phenomenal. It's a great program. Absolutely.
It is.
Absolutely. But I thank you guys for having us here just to be able to talk about it. And I encourage folks, sign up for Sharing Change. It's
How long
easy.
have you been with MTMC?
I've been with Middle Tennessee Electric for about 3 years. Yeah.
And anytime you change a program, it takes time.
It does.
I'm sure people even forgot a lot of
That
it.
they were contributing.
That they were doing that.
And that is one of the big things that we found out is a lot of folks still think that they're enrolled.
Yes.
That is
Yeah.
a big thing. That's one of the things that we're trying to tackle right now is a lot of people say, well, I already give to that. You don't. I mean, I would probably say 7 out of 10 folks that thought that they were contributing probably aren't. So just the easiest way to tell, look at your bill. If you see it's not a round number and you don't have like a street light or a heat pump loan through us, if you're an average residential member and you have change on your bill, if it's not an even number, give us a call. We'll fix it for you.
Are you including information as little mailers in the invoices?
We are
So-
also in the Tennessee Magazine. So both places you can, I think we just had our bill inserts that went out, but we do have it in Tennessee Magazine every single month. And if you want to know what grants are going where, we list it in Tennessee Magazine every single month.
Yeah, it's really nice.
How much
It's
funds
nice to
come in, where the grants are going, how much each organization got. It's really, so we're being totally transparent with it. We want you to see where your money's going. Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah.
How many-
I think that may be how I don't know though, it may have been my bill and I thought, why has my bill got 35 cents
Yeah,
or something,
that's it. Yep.
And then I think I read about it somewhere where and it may have been an insert or something where you had to sign up for it.
When we rolled this out last March, that was the first thing we had people call, why do I have change on my bill? Oh, we started a new program. And, well, I don't want it. We'll take care of that for you. We'll just sign you right back up. It's great.
So that's a good way to give to a lot of programs that you'd probably give to anyway. And just look at your bill. If it's got an odd number on it, it's not a rounded off number, just call them or go on their website. And now, I'm old school. Neil doesn't think you should get a paper anything.
That's right. That's right. And if you want to do it from, if you're eating lunch and you're looking online, you have your phone or something, you can do it right from your phone too.
Yeah.
Very simple. Very simple. I think we ask just 4 things: name, service address, check a box for what you want to do, and you're good to go. That's it. Very quick, very simple.
Are you from Middle Tennessee?
No, actually.
You wound up here how?
I am a transplant. I grew up on the West Coast. I grew up in Seattle. When I got out of the Air Force in 2007, I moved to Middle Tennessee, and Tennessee just grabbed me by the feet, and I planted roots. So, been here since 2007. I have 2 kids that are born here, so I guess that makes me a Tennessean now.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Cannon County, it's a couple generations at least. Were you born here, or are you from here?
I'm from Tennessee, but
You're from East Tennessee. Oh.
no, actually Smithville, so just right
close.
next door, so that's okay.
Oh, closer than I am.
But my family, my dad's side is from here, so that works out.
That's good. It's always interesting to see who's in the room and where everyone's
Yes.
from. They're
That's
all
right.
sitting in Cannon County.
That's right.
Cool.
Excellent.
And tell them where you're from.
Outside New York City and lived in Chicago for 10 years and then moved here, but it's 15 years already.
Okay, all right. That's great.
And I was from Colorado. I lived in Seattle. My youngest son was born in
Oh,
Seattle.
really?
And I've lived several places, but I grew up mostly in Colorado, but I moved here in the 70s.
All right.
So
Yeah, I lived in Colorado for
I'm
3
not a
years.
foreigner anymore.
Okay,
That's great.
kind of
That's
believe
great.
that. Okay. Anything else we should know? Anything
No,
huge
that's-
going on? Did you guys do a big solar installation at the
We did,
plant?
actually.
I don't know.
Yeah, we did.
The scale of that.
It's
2 kilowatts?
we have a 1 megawatt system
Okay.
that is it's in College Grove, which is in Williamson County, and it's actually open to members. If members want to sign up to participate in that, it's a really cool. It's one of the first in the valley for cooperative solar that's been done. There's some other smaller ones, but of that size, it's one of the first. And basically, it's a $20 charge for members to participate. Just goes on your bill, and then what happens is whatever is generated from that facility each month is then credited to your bill. So you pay $20 to participate in the program, and then whatever the generation is, that equivalent is then credited to your bill. In some months, it's going to be less than your $20 participation fee. I mean, you look at days like today, yes, we're still generating, but obviously considerably less. But in some months, it may be higher, so you may actually get your $20 investment fee, your $20 participation fee plus, $3 or $4 credited onto your bill. I mean, it just really depends on the weather. But it's local, it's green energy, and some of our members really wanted that option.
Is there any more in planning? I mean, we have a 22 kilowatt system here at the Art Center.
Right.
And, on a good sunny day when we're managing our consumption inside the building, this half of the building that is, connected to that, those meters are connected, we're producing as much as we're consuming, which
Right.
is amazing given the scale of our facility. And I've got a much bigger installation at my place.
Yeah, we have, right now, that's the only one that we have, but we do have, it's not going to be our last. We're looking, and really, we're regulated by TVA, so a lot of what we can and can't
Yeah,
do.
you weren't allowed to do it until recently.
Exactly,
The
and
co-ops.
so, because they have to open up the ability for generation sites like this. But yeah, we want more. We know that our membership wants more. We have, I want to say, if I remember correctly, it's about 550, we call them energy blocks, so basically 550 opportunities for members to participate. Right now, we started the program officially January 1st. We cut the ribbon November 15th, I believe. And we have, I think, 130 members that are currently participating. You can get up to 2 energy blocks, at $20 a month. And people they just enjoy it.
And is that call the company, or is that also something I can
Gifts-
check on my bill? Or
Yeah,
is it,
actually, if you give us a call on that one, we have it on our website. It's mtemc.com/cooperative solar. You can go on there, you can read a little bit more about it, and then you can either sign up on the website or you can give us a call.
Have you guys done a story in the Courier for the local papers about that? Or I guess I'd encourage that.
Yeah,
I don't get the Courier, and I feel like I see it all the time, but maybe I missed that story.
Yeah, we had it in the Tennessee Magazine last month, and it'll be in again this month, just talking about it a little bit. We haven't done anything with the Courier.
It'd be great if you guys get us a press release and
Absolutely.
a great photo, because I think people don't know what big land-based solar installations look like.
Yeah, and it's a really neat looking system. I mean, you drive, like I said, it's in Williamson County, but you're driving along the road there, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's just a whole bunch of solar panels out there, and it's fantastic.
A megawatt, how many acres is that sitting on? Just a couple, I would think.
Yeah, I think the site that we have it on, I think it's like a 10-acre site. I think we have about 3,000 panels, a little more than 3,000 panels out there, which sounds like a lot, but it's not. I mean, the panels aren't individual panels. It's an entire
they're
rack of panels. But we have about, I think it's 3,000 or 3,100 panels out there.
Is this doable anywhere?
As far as solar, we can, yeah. I mean, it really depends. There's some stipulations, if you're going rooftop solar, there's some things you want to make sure of, and we have a lot of that information on our website too. But, as far as a solar system that size, Not really.
You're
there's-
basically a utility. You know,
Yeah.
at that scale, you're a utility, and there's
Yeah.
special regulations and a lot
And
of
there's
process.
there's some, for commercial, you guys have a smaller one here. You said you have one at your house. There's some places in East Tennessee, some larger manufacturing that have gone almost completely off grid. Wampler's Farm Sausage, for instance, they have a huge community or a huge solar system, a whole solar site out there, but that's strictly for them. They're doing it like you are here to offset their consumption, and it works. For some folks, for residential, it absolutely can work, absolutely. But for some folks, the payback is just too long.
Right, and if you want the best return on your dollar, energy conservation, energy efficiency,
Absolutely.
add insulation to your house for a few $100s, you're going to make that back. You might probably make attic insulation money back in under a year or so.
Yeah. Solar is an investment that you're in for a good amount of time.
And it's a lot cheaper than it used to be, but it's
Absolutely.
not a solution to things. Saving energy, not using as much, is a much better return on your dollar
Right.
if you can think about it that way.
Do you still have the programs where they will come out, go through your house and tell you where you
Energy
need
audit?
to?
We do, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's one that we can do that you can do yourself online, and again, on our website. But we also you can call us. There is a fee associated with it unless you're having or have had work done, energy efficiency improvements. So if you get new windows, you can give us a call, and you go through. It's called eScore now, but we do still do that. Yep, absolutely. And that is fantastic to have folks come out there, because you don't realize what when I was a kid, I'll tell you, when I was a kid, I used to always laugh at people who would have the plastic up on their windows, because I'm like, come on.
I still see
plastic on your
that.
windows.
I still
Here
see
I am,
that.
I have it on my windows. As soon as it got cold, I kid you not. I go to Walmart every year at the end of winter when they have their clearance aisle, and I find all their little kits that they've marked down because no one bought them, and I buy them all, and I put it up on all my windows, and I'm the guy that I used to laugh at now. It's okay, because I'm saving money.
You're saving a lot of money in the price of buying windows. I mean, you're not going to get a return
right.
on your investment from the windows very
Exactly.
quickly.
But all those little things, like you said, managing your thermostat, space heaters, that is one of the biggest power consumers that we see all the time. We talk to people who say, I keep my thermostat low, I keep my blinds closed, all I'm running is 3 space heaters. That will kill your bill. Absolutely.
Because you're basically running a toaster oven to heat whatever
All the
space
time.
you're...
Yep, exactly.
Even the infrared ones or the,
Yep, it's just because anything that you plug in is just drawing energy. Say it's like if you have a heat pump system, when it goes to emergency or auxiliary heat, it kicks on those heat strips. Well, in essence, that's what those space heaters are, is just, heat strips that are warming that area. And so, yeah, they pull a lot of energy, and that's why we see people's bills spike, because they don't realize the marketing for space heaters is so good that you think, oh, I'm going to crank my thermostat down, I'll just have this. No, it will eat your bill up quick, very quickly. Which, if I can say one more thing before
can I call my husband and you tell him that?
as long as it's over the phone, because I don't want him chasing me down. We are getting into the season. You mentioned the weather. We are getting into the high bill season, and we know that there are folks that with the weather is up and down. It's hard to compare month to month. Last month was totally different than December. We had some really cold days, but you forget about those quickly. If you get a high bill, call us. If you're having trouble paying your bill, call us. Let us see if we can work with you, because we don't want to cut you off. We don't want you to go delinquent. We don't want those things. But at the same time, we can't do anything if you don't reach out to us. We are willing to help as much as we possibly can. But at the same time, we can't do it if you're not reaching out to us. So that's just one of the things I'll leave you with is if you have a high bill, please call us.
You are an incredibly user-friendly utility.
Absolutely.
Having lived a lot of places, you guys are available, can answer a phone. It's a real person.
Absolutely.
And they know who you are, and
Yep.
they know where your house is.
Yeah.
And I like that.
And
I
yes.
want to talk to a person.
We hold the co-op, that's the cooperative way. We are here, we are for our members and by our members. That's it.
And I like co-ops.
Absolutely, absolutely. I've lived in some areas where we haven't had co-ops, and
That's right.
when I not only became a member, but then started working for the co-op, I thought, why does everybody not do this? This is, it's a fantastic way. So I appreciate it.
It is.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, guys.
Thank you very
Well,
much.
I'm glad you came on.
And get us a press release.
Absolutely.
Really,
I will.
we should talk about sharing change,
I will.
how much it
Absolutely.
benefits, the Cannon County community.
You got it. Absolutely. Thank you.
Cool.
All righty.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Sarah, have you got anything you're going to tell us about as far as your heat bill?
Not as far as my heat bill. I will say that we were actually talking before we started recording, and Middle Tennessee Electric also sponsors 4-H here in Cannon County. So one of the things that we had talked about, it's actually not through the Change program, but so it's not one of the grants, but we have an electric camp in the summer, Tennessee 4-H Electric Camp, and it's completely sponsored, by the electric company. And so he actually was talking about it's really a lot of work on on the volunteers and things, but and then they also sponsor with the Cannon County 4-H program the electric demonstration contest that we have.
That's been around a while, hasn't it?
Yes. And so, I actually get, 2 local guys here, and they'll come out and be my judges that day as well when we have the countywide contest, and then the winners go on. Those are the ones that are sponsored to go to camp. So it's a really great program. So
Absolutely.
Well, you want to teach all of those people that are going to grow up and have to pay light bills.
right. Well, and it's actually
How to help.
It's actually funny because when I met with the gentleman from the electric company about the sponsorship last year, I told him, I said, we're going to be doing demonstrations in the Cannon County 4-H program. And I said, is there anything, that I can take to demonstrate? With the electric, and he actually gave me a box, and it's wonderful, so I might borrow it again, but it shows because I wanted something portable. Of course, everything he was mentioning was huge, but I wanted something that I could actually take into the classrooms, and it really showed the difference between just a regular, cheap light bulb that you get, and how much energy that uses versus these energy efficient light bulbs. And I was blown away because even myself, I knew that like the curly ones or whatever, that some of them are better, but didn't realize how much.
All these little spotlights that maybe are invisible are now LEDs in our building, and they're a 15th of the consumption of the halogens that we're providing, kind of the same light, but not as nice of light, and these don't break, and you can touch them, And working with TVA, we actually just replaced all of our fluorescents, our 4-foot fluorescent tubes all over the building. So we've spent a lot of money, but it should pay itself back in 3 years. And TVA sent their people out and looked at everything and made suggestions and set us up with the right contractors. And then there's a rebate at the end of it after we get the project finished. So we appreciate that, and it's a great thing. Like, you save a lot of money. You can spend your money on other things, pay other bills with it. Why, I know the electric company is in business to stay in business,
Right.
Yes.
to provide us power, but spend your money on the stuff you really need.
Well, and it was just really neat because, of course, that was provided, and I took that into the 4-H programs and taught all the 4th through 8th graders about that. So I was able to really go over the electricity and how much they use, and of course, like I would say, how many of you use this bulb? And the majority of them, some of them have went kind of the middle grade, I guess, now as far as that, and so they are saving some, but, and even then I said, it was an eye-opener for them because they're like, oh, I guess I need to turn off my light when I leave my room. Something that you can teach kids that maybe they can take home and influence their parents a little bit on.
I was thinking in terms of you save $10 a month, or let's say $30 a month by making all these kinds of small changes. Well, that's $360 a year. That's $3,600 every 10 years, and that's if you just do some modest changes.
Yes.
So you start adding that up across, the whole service community, and it's whole power plants that potentially don't have to be built, and every household saves money along the way.
Absolutely.
So
See, in my
kids need to learn that
basement-
stuff.
They do. And in my basement, I had sort of these kind of lights, but they were so hot. And I always was afraid, even though they weren't right up against the ceiling, I always thought, those get so hot, it's going to burn this place down. And and they burned out all the time.
Right, they're using most of their
There'd
energy.
be 3 or 4 on the thing. So I changed all of those. And in my laundry room, I just got regular LED light bulbs. They weren't the curly kind and put in there. And I actually can see in there now. Before, you were kind of feeling around in the dark, you know. But it makes a world of difference because they put out more light and they're cheaper to use.
Absolutely.
And those little hot ones, I kept thinking,
Expensive and dangerous.
That's right.
these things are going to burn something up.
That's right.
And my brother-in-law, who talked me into buying those, he kept telling me, you can spotlight your Christmas tree. I says, I don't want to spotlight my Christmas tree. I says, as long as I can see it, I don't need to spotlight it, you know. But,
So what else do you have going on now that we went on this weird
we got
tangent
on
on light bulbs, which is,
So I work with UT Extension, and of course we have, it's not just the 4-H program, we have the agriculture program and family consumer science as well. And I primarily work with the 4-H program, so that's grades 4th through 12th here in Cannon County. So I service all of the public schools. We even have a homeschool group. So if you have kids that are in homeschool that you would like to get them involved in the 4-H program and try to get them in activities and things, but we do things throughout the whole year. So before Christmas, we actually had our public speaking contest. And now we're having our baking contest. We are even doing a trash to treasure to try to teach recycling. So I'm super excited about that. I just was in a school yesterday, and I had a 4th grader who had made a dog bed out of a tire. So it was really neat, you know, because it's something that they typically, it would end up being thrown away.
Right.
And so just to try to teach some of those life skills that they're able to use later in their life. But we have something that's actually called the 4-H Honor Club, and it's kind of our cream of the crop, you know, the kids that really want to be more involved in the 4-H program, but not only just in the 4-H program, but in helping their community. And I know that that in the fall we ended up doing they actually all got together and they did cards for different places, like for the nursing home and the senior center and, you know, just different places like that. But right now we are doing a rescue mission, and it's actually to raise money for the Nashville Rescue Mission, and not necessarily money, but items. So we're asking for donations, and so I have a box at the extension office here in Woodbury that you can bring and make those donations to, but they're just needing like toiletry items, but this is to help the homeless in Nashville. So our idea really was, if you even have old bags or purses, like gently used purses that you would like to donate, what we want to do is to make things for women, and they need, so some of the items, soap and body wash, body lotion, toothbrushes, toothpaste, you know, your typical toiletry items. They even mentioned feminine hygiene products was one thing that they generally don't receive there at the Nashville Rescue Mission, as well as like chapstick, any of those things. So our goal is to collect these through February. So we're going to collect those and try to get them all collected by Valentine's Day, actually. And then we're going to take the Monday that they're out of school, that the kids are out of school, and the kids are actually going to go with me, and we're going to go and deliver those items. And DeKalb County is doing this as well, so just a shout out there as well. But I know Cannon to DeKalb, we're doing that together, and I'm excited because these kids are really trying to make a difference in their community.
well, you have to realize at the rescue mission, which I think is a good thing, they also have children that stay there.
Yes, that's true.
It's hard to believe, but they do.
Well, and one thing we asked them about is if we needed to do like water bottles or anything, you know, and of course they have a lot that do food and water. So they said the items that they really needed right now were those hygiene items. And that of course they just give those items away. And you don't have to, we don't have to do it in a purse or a bag. That was just our idea, to have them something tangible that they can actually carry it and walk around with. So otherwise, you know, they'll just get it in like a plastic bag or something there. So we wanted them to have that, but we'll be collecting those at the Extension office, and we're excited about that, to have the 4-H Honor Club do that as well. Some of the other items that we have going on, opportunities for kids, of course, we have different animal shows and things like that we do in the summer, but we have one right now that I'll be ordering chickens. So it's for the 4-H chick chain. So if you're interested in ordering chickens and you are grades 4th through 12th here in Cannon County, then give me a call at the Extension office, 615-563-2554.
Ask your parents.
Yes.
Before
Ask your
you-
parents, and they might want to. My name is Sarah Malone. They may want to talk to the crazy lady that said you could get chickens, but that is one of the opportunities that they have as well. And then of course camps and things like that in the 4-H program. And I know that Bruce couldn't be here, so he wanted me to share a few things on his side as well with the agriculture side of it. But we've had a lot of calls about the Master Beef program, and Tennessee does, I think, an awesome program. It's actually called Tennessee Ag Enhancement Program, where you can do enhancements to your farm and apply for a grant, and they will pay a portion of that. If you're accepted as this grant. So, but you have to be certified. And so to do that, you have to have like a Master Beef Qualification Assurance certification. But in order to do that, and it doesn't have to be beef, they do Master Goat, and they just call it Master now. It used to be like basic or anything, but they just put it all together. So there's no prerequisite, I guess you could say, to taking this course. But we're actually offering one in Cannon County. Well, technically it's going to be in Centertown, but Cannon and Warren are going together and offering this, as well as DeKalb. So what they wanted to do for the month of February is to offer the Master Beef classes beginning in February on the 2nd of February. If you work during the day, then they have classes at night. Those will be in Centertown. And if you work at night, then they have classes during the day that will be at the DeKalb County Extension office. So that kind of gives everyone an opportunity to take this. That way, that qualification that you have to have is already met for this year before you're scrounging around wanting that, that qualification and that certification.
Right. For the few hours of class where you're going to learn a lot from really smart, industry
Yes.
people and state people, you wind up really getting a huge discount on potential projects on your farm. So I know
Yes.
some folks have gotten barns and maybe some fencing and gates, and it's well worth your time to learn,
Right.
get a little smart about some things, and then there's a little bit of government help
Right.
Financially.
Well, I know my dad actually was able to get a head catcher, and they paid a portion of that head catcher, and at the time it was actually 50%, so they were doing 50%. So he ended up also getting a very large hay storage building, and he was able to get 2 of them. Of course, he paid for one, and the grant paid for the other. So it's an awesome program, and there's not a lot of paperwork. With some grants, you wonder, but every now and then they'll send someone out. And my dad actually just was visited by someone in the fall to check on those, but it was just kind of a walkthrough. Hey, this is what we spent it on, and that was it.
Yeah, they basically want to make sure you actually did what you
Yes.
said you did. Is that hay barn really there?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, which is understandable.
Yes, it is.
But so Bruce Stillman is the Ag Extension agent here, and he will be offering those classes, like I said, starting in February. So give us a call if you would like to sign up for those. And then we have a Middle Tennessee Grain Conference. Actually, it's like the Southern Middle Tennessee Grain Conference. So they have several counties. I know of at least 10 counties that go together and put on this grain conference, and it will be held on January the 26th, and it's always held at the Coffee County Fairgrounds. But this is a wonderful opportunity for you to come and learn more if you're interested in farming. They even do not just for farmers, but anything ag related. So they do weather. They talk about different things as well as that. But it does provide materials, lunch, refreshments. All of those things will be provided that day. And It is, registration at the door is $20. You can save $10 if you register ahead of time. So registration is only $10 if you pre-register by January the 23rd. And so that will, it's a full day, and I end up going every year. I always learn a lot of different things. They put me to work, of course, but I always learn a lot of different things there because they pull in specialists from all over the state to conduct these courses. And what's interesting is there you'll have three different topics that are going at the same time, and you get to choose which one benefits you the most. So that's how it works throughout the whole day.
Other than calling Bruce, is there a website that people can see all the upcoming events and classes and programs?
Yes.
What's the best way for people to,
So
do more research?
We do have a website. It's cannon.tennessee.edu, and we keep that updated as well. And we have there's a calendar of events there. And I actually, with the 4-H program, we have a yearbook, and the yearbook tells an entire year of things that we do within the 4-H program, and it's uploaded right there on the website as well. So you can pull it up on your phone. It's a PDF, so you can just pull that up, and that's not a problem either. But and it has all of our contact information, our address, all of that information on our website, cannon.tennessee.edu as well. So the other one that he did ask me to mention is if you are a livestock owner, so if you own commercial livestock from September the 23rd through November the 22nd of 2016, then you could be eligible for grazing loss compensation under the 4-H program. And so the sign up for that does end the end of January. And so that's January the 30th, and you can actually call the DeKalb Cannon Farm Service Agency, and so that is to call Donnie Green or Donnell Ford in Smithville, and the number for that is 615-597-8225, and that's to get help with your livestock because of this crazy weather that we were talking about. They wanted to come in and really help out some of the farmers, and so that is one way to get compensation a little bit for that as well. So, but we have so many other things going on within the Extension office. We're all running different directions and do a lot of different things as well. So, but I really enjoy working with the 4-H program here. It's awesome. The kids are just amazing.
I can tell you do, Sarah. I do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, you've learned about your solar system, your light bulbs, your heat,
Sharing change, cows.
and everything you ever want to know about agriculture is sitting right here, and the 4-H. And we do appreciate both of you coming in.
Thank you.
And letting everyone know about what's available out there, all kinds of things. You may actually end up being smarter than you thought you were if you just go to all these things. Art Center, what's happening?
Since it's on my mind, since you're watching TV, you can't tell what it smells like in here, but it smells like garlic and chili peppers.
It does.
So in the kitchen, which is not a restaurant, it's a fermentation kitchen, it's a commercial kitchen. There's a couple of different businesses operating out of there, so we're smelling raw ingredients that are going into sort of fermented sauces. They make a great chili garlic sauce. It's a little stronger than using a ketchup, but it's delicious. And then there's sauerkraut being made every day, and there's tempeh, that's more of an entree. There's kombucha, which is a drink, and any number of other things. Freshly prepared, store as well, throw it in the freezer depending on what it is. They're selling very well into Nashville restaurants, Nashville Farmers Market, Franklin Farmers Market. Some of the stuff is available online. So the folks inside our kitchen here are doing great, but if you come into the building, just know that you're smelling most likely garlic and peppers. There's some days it's a heavier production day than others, but everything's fine in the building. It's just fresh food. So that's doing really well. We're very happy, and there's lots of walk-in business for that as well. And our season is just starting already. We're just back to work really yesterday, and we have concerts this weekend, which this might come out after that, but it's the Ultimate Oldies, music from the 30s to the 70s, a group of 25 people who actually perform in lots of the Middle Tennessee theaters get together, and then they have sort of a band, and it'll be a great concert that we're doing this weekend. And then our first show of the season, and we have a 6-show season that we produce in-house. It's all volunteers, and the first show will be Sister Act. So if you've seen the movie, this will be a delight for you. You'll be very familiar with the characters and the music, and it's going to be a great show. That opens at the end of September. And where does it go from there? Well, go to our website and get all that. Probably things you'll recognize. In July, we're doing Annie. And what's another big one that everyone will know? $1 Million Quartet will be about Johnny Cash and 3 other really important people whose names I can't read because I'm not wearing glasses. So 4 shows this year are musicals, 2 shows are straight plays. Those 6 shows are our regular season. On top of that, we have concerts throughout the year. All that is available. Information about that is on our website. Call us or use your smartphone to check what's going on. You can buy tickets 24/7 on your computer or on your smartphone, no service fees. We're trying to make it as easy as possible, but at any time, call us, come in. We take care of lots of customers who don't have credit cards, who just like to come see us in person, so we're here. Art-wise, visual art-wise, I think right now the quilts are still up. We have a art exhibition coming up and starting in this space. We'll probably get it hung in about a week. There'll be 4 or 5 different art shows in this space, Cannon Hall, which we normally don't use that way, and we're excited to start doing that this year. In the Burger Gallery, which is our lobby, there'll be 7 gallery shows, and those works are for sale. The first one is a stencil artist. He travels all over the country stenciling koi, which are giant goldfish of various sizes in odd places, inside buildings as big murals, on people's on their sidewalks even. So we will probably have a couple of koi on the sidewalk. He also does big painted murals, around the country, and he's also done some, crow murals, flying birds. And there's some butterflies downtown already, but he really does travel between California. He's in Milwaukee right now, heading to New Orleans after this. And generally, I found that muralists tend to travel. You can't keep your business in one town because they'll be all painted up. So come see Jeremy's big koi that we'll have. They'll be for sale. That you can, in a way that you can take home. And he also takes commissions. So if you've got a spot that needs some interesting mural, he's a guy who can do that. And he will be doing a stencil class later. I would say it's going to be in February. So look for that on our website. Kids shows. Our next kids show, or really our first kids show for the year, will be Lion King Experience. That's going to be in February going into March. There's a very limited number of tickets that will be available, just a few public shows. Most of the seats will be for field trips. So if you want to come see Lion King Experience, February into March, check on that. You've probably met Brittany Goodwin, who's been working here for a few years now. Direct shows, sings, acts, and does all that stuff amazingly well.
Plays piano.
Yeah, and she does private voice lessons and piano lessons, keyboard lessons. And her schedule's busy, but there's always room for more people. So whether it's kids or seniors, if you want to start singing when you're 60 and you never thought you could, come. John Barker, I think, still has a gift certificate that he won at a raffle. Yeah, he really wants to work on that. So yeah, we do group classes, we do solo classes. So there's a way to get involved in the Arts Center, whether you're on stage or using it as a classroom facility. There's a lot going on all the time. So
there is just about every day except Monday, and even then they're practicing.
Yeah, we're open 10 to 4 Tuesday through Saturday, but then there's rehearsals happening almost every evening, 7 days a week. There's always a show on stage, a show auditioning, and then a show that's rehearsing. So it's sort of nonstop busy.
One thing you might want to mention is this area right here is for rent. There's a wedding that was here on New Year's Eve. Did a great job of decorating.
Well, the family took care of the whole thing. It's 2,600 square feet, and if you want a big wheelchair-accessible space with lots of parking and great bathrooms, I know that sounds a little strange,
no,
but
it isn't. That's important.
I think getting married in a barn is beautiful, but maybe we have air conditioning and heat and great bathrooms and parking. And the New Year's Eve wedding was really lovely. And we did a few every year. Huff and Puff had their corporate annual dinner here, so they had a couple hundred folks in for dinner, and it's just a great space, and the acoustics are good, and we'll be doing some concerts in here this year. We'll have a few recitals in this space as well, so we're going to use this more actively. And I don't know.
And there's always the gift shop, and there's lots of people that come in on a daily basis just to visit.
Yep, all
and
one of a
just to
kind,
shop in
one of a
there.
kind stuff that we turn over pretty frequently. So it's all good. We're busy. Come see us. Everything's, again, on Facebook or our website, or just give us a call, 615-563-ARTS, ARTS.
The other thing is the chamber, of course, this is a new year starting out, and we have a lot of things that go on with the chamber, a lot of things that we do for the community or try to do for the community. And one of the things that the board has wanted to do this year, I'm sure all of you are familiar with like the Ruthie Awards and everything, and that's out of Murfreesboro. And there's even been some Cannon County businesses that have won those awards. But they've started something new this year, and it's the Business of the Quarter. And what we will do is we will send you out a sheet that you can do your nominations. Now there are rules and regulations about that. The people that you nominate do have to be chamber members in good standing. And the board will be the people that will pick the ones that are nominated and sent in. And you'll be receiving those shortly. And so you want to, these people work hard to try to supply you with businesses in Cannon County for the year. So we want you to nominate people, and all of these nomination sheets will have the qualifications that you're looking for when you nominate someone. So please take advantage of that, send them back into the chamber. The boards will go over them. It will be on a quarterly basis, and then at the end of the year, we will choose the business of the year from those that were nominated for, or from those that had won the quarter. So that's just something new. Also, and this, I don't know that this will go out before this happens, but on the 19th, we will have the annual chamber banquet. It will be from 6 to 8 here at the Art Center. We encourage you to attend. There is a $15 fee for this, but we want people that even if you're not a business, if you're planning on opening a business or interested in it, then please, by all means, come and meet the people that are in your community that are working for business to thrive in Cannon County. And even if you're not a business, if you're new to the area, a new resident, come get involved. We want you to do that.
It's a very easy evening of a couple of hours. It's not a sit-down thing with lots of speeches. It's really a chance for people to introduce themselves, and we go around the room, and really you get a minute to say who you are. But after that part of the evening, you get plenty of time to just spend
mix and mingle.
Yeah, talk to folks.
Great way to network, it sounds like.
And if you're new to the county, it's a chance to meet who's ever running the electric company or DTC, folks from the city, folks from the industrial board will be here, someone from the hospitals, from the manufacturers, retailers. It won't be a huge group of people, enough that you can get a good sense of who's around and get good FaceTime with folks.
Right, and we have several new businesses that have opened up in Cannon County, and so you'll get to meet those. One of those is the Greatness Factory, and they had their grand opening, I believe, in December, and that is another venue for you if you needed a place to rent for a meeting, and they also have exercises there, and Michael Burt owns that, and he will be doing, he will be working with people as far as for building your confidence and everything. And it's a great building for you. And right next to that is Adoration Health, and that's a new home health that has opened up in Cannon County. And of course, if you have somebody come out to meet your health needs, I kind of would like to know these people. I think that's important. I do. And I think I'll guarantee you that most of the people that sometime in your life you're going to need a home health. And you don't have to be, and that doesn't mean that you have to be old. I had an injury where I had to have home health for several months that they just came out, and I had a port that I had to have put in. But they came out and seen me and took care of that problem, and I appreciated that. So, you want to do business with people in your community if possible, because that helps the bottom line all the way around. Part of the chambers, I think part of their job, and of course, these are all volunteer. These people that serve on your board and go out and promote your community and try to bring in tourism, try to bring in entrepreneurship for small business. And these people all volunteer their time. And many of them are business owners in themselves. And so we want you to be a part of that. And you can volunteer for that and not have to be a business owner if you just want to get involved.
I think what's the basic membership? For $25, you become a chamber member, and really that gives you permission to help volunteer and help the chamber do more work. But the big focus for the chamber is visibility of Cannon County. Murfreesboro is growing hugely. We're a stranger to most folks in Murfreesboro. There's folks in Warren County, who have moved in, and then there's just new folks to Cannon County. So we're here to tell people that Cannon County exists and, how to get involved, how to do business in Cannon County. I think we're doing a good job, and,
And we want
you
to
can all help with
promote
that.
all the activities that go on in Cannon County. The tourism is a business in Cannon County, whether you want to admit that or not. But tourism is one of those things that you don't have to have new infrastructure for. You can invite them here, show them a good time, and they're going to come in, spend their money, and then they're going to go home. And that's not a bad thing.
Tourism generates, sales tax dollars, which means maybe your property taxes won't go up as much. The Art Center's audience is overall 60% not Cannon County, maybe in a little more in certain categories. The distillery is mostly out-of-town folks. Reedyville Mill is out-of-town folks. The folks who are buying antiques on the square. So people are coming from other counties, and they're leaving sales tax dollars here, and that help funds our, government and services. So
Our drive-in.
It's significant.
Most of the people that come to our car shows and our cruise-ins, especially our cruise-ins, they leave the cruise-in and go to the drive-in.
Spend the day.
And that's okay, And then we have a lot of sports activities. We have a lot of horse shows. The Lions Club puts on several events a year that bring people to Cannon County. And that's what the chamber is all about. And of course, one of the things you'll learn at the banquet will be every year we have people that have spent 6 years on the chamber, and at that point we figure they need a break. So they roll off for at least a year. They can come back on. Neil's one of those. Of course, the chamber office is here, so it's really hard for him to get away from.
I'm still a member, I'm just not on the board.
That's right. And so he's still going to be active, and I'm still going to ask him to do stuff. I am. But I do want to tell you the new officers and the new board members that we have. And of course, Gary Hancock, who is, everybody knows Gary, and he has retired this year from DTC, but he is the president of the chamber. And the vice president will be Sue Connolly. She does a great job, and she's willing to do anything. You can ask Sue to do anything, she'll do it. Or she'll go with you to do it, let's put it that way. She will be the vice president. The treasurer is Deborah Leach, and of course she's the director of the senior center. The new board members will be Marcia Petty, and she's with the library. She's a library director. Andy Wachtel, he is the president and CEO of St. Thomas Stones River Hospital and DeKalb Hospital, and I believe there's another hospital in there. I'm not sure which one. He will be on the board, and then we have a new one this year, which is Dan Alexander, and he is the relationship manager for First Bank. And also Danielle Mosley, and she is our representative for the Upper Cumberland, the UCHRA.
And these people aren't officially approved until we have this meeting,
Right.
In January, this month, in a week.
Right. And so you want to come meet those people, and they will all be working for Cannon County. on the behalf of the chamber. And we're proud to have them. We have a great board. We have, when you agree to go on the board, you go on for 3 years. And at that point, you can either serve another 3 years, or like we had one that rotated off because he felt like running his business and being on that was a conflict. So they're still chamber members, but he's just not on the board.